Welcome to the 2024 presidential election. My name is not important. Instead, I present to you our three candidates: Donald J. Trump, previous president of the United States of America; Joe Biden, current president of the USA; and the current vice president, Kamala Harris.
Mr. President Joe Biden,
Sleepy Joe.
would you say that our country faces the worst levels of political polarization seen since our independence in 1776?
Well, lady, I'll tell you this. Our country is amazing. The other day I went outside and bought a bagel. Remember that, Kamala?
Yeah, Joe, yeah.
And I looked into that bagel and thought, let's end the fighting. Let's just be friends. You know what, Trump? You're invited on my jet next week. We'll visit Scranton.
So I can see you fall again from the steps? No, thank you, Sleepy Joe. Build a wall.
Excuse me, Mr. Trump. President Joe,
Sleepy Joe.
do you have an answer?
Yes. I believe we are facing all-time high levels of political pluralization, and it's causing trickle effects, and it's affecting how society operates. We as politicians must learn to represent our people and not sway them to represent us. That's what the Founding Fathers wanted of this great nation.
What about you, Mr. Trump? Do you believe a split exists between rural, urban, and suburban areas? And do you believe that this will have a negative effect on this country?
Lady, you say urban, and I think Mexican, and they come here, and they steal, and they kill with their knives and drugs. I look at Mexico, and I think the border is wide open for cartels and terrorists. Secure our border, you hear me? Everybody hear me? Secure our border now. Build a massive wall and deduct the cost from Mexican foreign aid.
You know what, Trump? I love Mexicans. My housekeeper's Mexican, and I love her.
Candidates, please calm down.
You know what? Yes, I believe the gap does exist, and not only because of those Mexicans or the China virus. I believe people like me, God-touched, holy, strong, fighting, hot-blooded Republicans, like living in areas that favor our superior ideals, and it has created a gap in our society, increasing polarization.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris, do you believe there is a polarization being seen in this nation's education system?
Well, Mrs. I believe education is great, and everyone should go to school.
Someone cut this Fruit Loops mic.
What Kamala is trying to say is we see that the urban, suburban, and rural divide is also reflected in our education system, because Democrats who live in better-off cities are more educated than Republicans living in more rural areas.
You call me stupid, Sleepy Joe?
If the fits shoe...
Well, everyone, this concludes our 2024 presidential debate. Don't forget to cast your votes, and candidates, may the odds be ever in your favor.